again, I started pacing on the soft carpet in my house. The carpet was still sharp, but I understood now. My hands weren't strong enough to fix the broken mirror, but my mind was. All I had to do was hear myself screaming for help. She was screaming for help. I wanted to say something to her, ask her how I could help, but when I opened my mouth, I had to slow down. Mental health isn't something you can just glue and make better. I had to pick up each fine piece and put myself back together. When I look at myself, I see me. I see scars on my brain, not necessarily on my body. I see roots which have grown me, and I see a mirror whole and complete, and I say, you deserve to be anything you wish to be. And I have never turned away from the mirror recently.
Heydman. She's performing a step-by-step guide to inciting a revolution in society.
So I'm on script 2, in case you hadn't guessed. You know. Step 1. Hate society so much that you learn how to love yourself. Take a look at the magazines and throw them in the annual neighborhood bonfire. Look at the pictures of men and women photoshopped to perfection, and remember that they have flaws too. Remember that flaws do not make you ugly. Step 2, teach others how to love themselves. They will see how strange it was that they once hated the body that they were born in, and will join you on your quest for vengeance for taking back all of those years that you were not good enough. Step 3, find one of society's many fatal flaws and sink your claws into it. Rip it to shreds. Take it apart, put it back together again. Learn how it works in ways that you have never learned before, because soon how it works will be under your control. Step 4, buy several poster boards and bright colored markers. You are here to change the world, aren't you? Then you must do the field work as well as the paperwork. Being on the ground with all of your soldiers is no small feat. Learn how to love it as much as you love yourselves, if not more. Step 5, buy a box of matches and some rope. You will need the matches to light the thrones of the rich on fire, because they will not do anything until they are in danger themselves. The rope is to tie your wrists to your neighbors, to their neighbors, to their neighbors, so on and so forth until you reach the very bones this country is standing on. Then you wrap them around the marble tight enough to choke the life out. Step 6, wear either a suit or a protest shirt wherever you go. The press will love it, plus everybody always loves a teenager with a flair for fashion. The suits may be needed for court hearings and storming the Capitol. Step 7, remember that you are doing this for the people. Remember that change that benefits the powerful and hurts the weak, it is not power, it is not change, it is oppression. Remember now that you are the face of this revolution and they want you to lead. So chin up, shoulders back, ignore the tear gas in your eye and the bruises from their bullets. You will change the world. You will conquer this. All that you have to do is start back at step one.
Give it up for Victoria one more time. Awesome. Victoria, the speech debate, rock stars, the poetry speech debate, right? Another fun speech debate. All right. We have 9.5, 8.1, 7.6, 7.1, 8.2. Back it up. All right. So I don't got to wear these really expensive words. My seventh period last year bought these for me. There are the coolest class ever. Is anyone here from that class? Yeah, you're the best. Not and Jay, yes. And I figured this should only be worn on. That's it. All right. Braden turns this up next. It's too quiet, though. Braden is performing. I'm sorry, you resident okay, that's good.
So it's 2 a.m. on a school night, and I'm lying in my bed, my eyes open, and boring impassively upon the textured ceilings of which could once entertain my 6-year-old naive self for hours and hours on end, when the thought first crossed my mind. Except it didn't simply cross through my mind as if a leisurely strut through the fields of my flowering thoughts. No, it came like a freight train to a pioneer of which had only ever seen horses and carriages and had yet to consider the sight of a massive steel appendage moving swifter than the wind. It came when I was right on the very crust of crawling into my escape. My dreams, of which were barely dreams, but rather night terrors, I much preferred over the day terrors in the reality I had created for myself. It came when I hadn't already set its place at the table of which was occupied merely by the idea of sweet, intoxicating release from a world in which I felt I held no such reservation in. It came at 2 a.m. on a school night when I wasn't prepared. It came with claws, with teeth tainted of blood, and 10 feet tall, starved for my sorrows. It came with the whole goddamn AK-47 and enough ammunition to pummel my soul 1,000,000 times over. It came and it uttered breathlessly into my ears that taking a one-way flight out means taking a one-way flight from my unconditionally supportive and loving family, of which deserves nothing less than my prosperity, from my dog and sunshine and warmth and my equally as effed up friends, and those fascinating textures on the ceiling and the pure nostalgia brought from thinking about those fascinating textures on the ceiling. It came at 2 a.m. on a school night and uttered breathlessly into my cynic deafened ears, my pigsty of a mentality in my cluttered mind, that my flight out had been long delayed. Thank you.
8.3, 8.4, 8.1. Come from stage, Manzura, Aldo. She's performing All We Got Is Our Belief System.
Do you ever find it strange that after all we've done in a lifetime, we end up nowhere? We have religion in an attempt of proving an afterlife, whether it be heaven, hell, purgatory, or reincarnation. See, all we've got are belief systems. So why things happen the way they do, why the universe works the way it does, why the earth was at the coincidentally perfect distance to create such life, it all seems pointless in the end. Now, I can accept the fact that people who want to do good for the world and its people have some sort of purpose, will leave some sort of legacy, but what I don't understand is, what do people who wish harm expect happens to them when all we've got are belief systems? What do people think when they walk into a school holding a new black handgun with 6 rounds and 5 magazines from the local Walmart to shoot 4 bullets in the air and use the rest to hit arms, chests, legs, and heads of the people on their hit list? What do people expect to happen when they target peaceful people seeking shelter within their God and walk into their place of worship, holding a weapon, packing bullets, recording live, and firing hundreds of rounds as people's prayers never reached the heavens because 49 of them ended up going there? What do people think when they form terrorist groups and go after those opposing the rule, including young girls advocating for an education? See, all I want to know is their thought process. Where do they expect to go when all they have is their belief system and a nonsensical lack of fear for the law? What kind of person adds up a body count as a trophy to triumph? What kind of person times the ticking of bombs to go off and end the ticking of heartbeats, running to cross the finish line to the end of 26.2 miles of a marathon? What kind of person launches a terrorist attack targeting 12 places of the same country, killing thousands of people all in the name of revenge? How does that matter in the end game? See, everything we do just becomes pointless because all we have is our belief systems for proof beyond death. We only have our morals and our conscience and what, faith? How does that carry us to the undiscovered doorstep of humanity, of a concept that is an afterlife that's so complex to understand that we've got belief systems to try and simplify it into words? How does any of that matter when one person is one person in the sea of 7 billion, and that one person won't matter when, after thousands of years, there won't be any people to begin with? So while we're here, why don't we just make it better for the people behind us? Before we fade into stardust and join the others that needed a voice through us, why don't we trust that there's a reward to true good and advocate for all the good people lost because someone else got lost in life? See, all we've got is our belief systems. Might as well believe in them.
Tejera, she was my English class. Was that you? No, that's not right? And we would journal, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it was. She would write these songs, and everyone in the class, she would share it, and everyone in the class after was like, I'm not much of them. So that put together masterpieces. All right. So 7.9, 9.2, 8, 8.1, 8.6. You got from Tejera? Let's try it. Reagan Dolan. And she is performing as Inciting. She's not performing as Inciting. Okay, that's not right. She's performing WWED.
I have no words. And that's saying something. I have something to say about everything. I can never seem to shut up, but I have No words. I seem to have your beliefs put upon me. God is the anchor to my soul, but you're the anchor to my heart. When God said, love your neighbor as you would love yourself, did you forget about your neighbor? When God said, let there be light, did you think he was brightening up this big, beautiful earth or the lights needed for your television set? Well, breaking news, not everything is about you. You seem to carry around this WWJD bracelet. What would Jesus do? Would Jesus leave his sons and daughters for work? Would Jesus leave the father-daughter dance for a football game? Would Jesus miss any and every opportunity to see his children thrive, for any and every opportunity to make money? In the first book of John, it is stated to love your sons and daughters, is repeated throughout the Bible, to love your sons and daughters, especially Jesus, the Son of God, the man who died for you, loves his daughters. So, WWJD, what would Jesus do? He would love his daughters. You seem to have forgotten one. Not just anyone, your first one. The one you said I love you to first. Do you remember that? You promised me you would love me forever. I didn't realize forever had an expiration date. I know I'm not a boy. I know I'm not a child prodigy. I know I'm not a star student. I know this. But do you know how hard I work? Do you know how hard it is to feel like I deserve your love? Nobody deserves to go through what I go through. Nobody deserves to fight that I fight. The fight for your loyalty, the fight to know that you love me. I work hard, I fight hard. I try so hard, I try. But why should I? Why am I hurting myself to make sure that you know that I care? Why should I love you when you care so much more about your hair, so much more about your damn hair? Why? Why am I killing myself to make sure you're happy? So, let's change some things. WWDD. What would Dad do? All girls fight with their dads, but this dad, this is war.
If that's you, Knight, then I am not impressed. I see you behind the stars, hiding, whispering when you think I can't hear. But I see you. I am you. Wind tears through an ocean of pine. Stars blink bravely like a crown atop your inky brow. I see you. I see you. I hear your ravenous cries in the wind. I taste your fear in the silence. I hear you, Knight. I hear you. Good night, I see you. But I know that you are neither good nor terrifying. You give us respect for the dark. We cannot be brave if we are not at first very, very afraid. Night, you are the silence between heartbeats, the shrieking nightmares riding like death personified. Your icy reach like fingers conducting a symphony to which we all dance. Think that I fear you? Oh, dearest knight, never think that that is so, for I am a fire blazing, hope spelled out in smoldering charcoal against my eyelids, and every time I close my eyes, I see a dream, living and breathing. I see your shadows, but they are the ink with which I scrawl lyrics of a song, a poem, whose rhythm only I can hear. Hope is delicious. Hear my breath hitch when there is none, gasping in the cold night air, suffocating. I wish I could see splintered shadows, puddles of darkness, a scythe of light, of pure thought. As it splinters, shatters, cuts through, the world offers it. Sunlight which burns, people who burn. Whereas my mind gives freely, webbed darkness intertwining, gleaming oil slick. My heartbeat was sluggish with blood so thick, a heart attack brought on by thought. Breathing, heaving, leaving my sanity. In and out, can't think, can't. Nothing, thoughts are gone. Breathe, please, oh please, breathe. The world is bright and I am dark. Only my thoughts can mark. I am still until my thoughts race. I am nothing until my scythe comes. I am not breathing. I am screaming. How I wish I could leave these unwanted memories behind. Feeling like there is nobody there, no hand to grab, no hand to hold, only my heart to slowly crumble in on itself, dust in the night breeze. Howling across a mountainous landscape with blood wolves who answer back. Oh, I hear you, night. Oh, I know that is what you want. The hope sings and I answer its call. A starling against your dark tapestry of fear, hear me. I am inundated with light, for I so choose to stand, to sing, to dance, to live. Catch those precious tears like liquid gems in your palm, for when these stars do fall, you'll want to watch, dear night, as prey realizes that all along she was the predator. It is not the dark I feel when these stars do fall, but whether the sky will be filled with light again, I know only this. Should these stars fall down, and I am seemingly left with only you, dear night, one need not wait for lights. For what are falling stars when we all know that at the end of any night, there is sun which must rise. Thank you.
Kristen is the leader of attendance and Tejera, one of the leaders. It's fun to see her lead. She's very committed and she always has a little schedule and she follows it and she pushes these kids to show like 3 o'clock on Friday to do stuff and they don't want to do it. Makes them and then she's awesome. She's a great writer. Great writer. Alright, you ready? And I never heard that piece, so it's fun. Alright, we got 9.6, we got 9.1, we got 9.9, we got 9.1, we got 9.2. Alright. So this one I'll go faster. These poems are 90 seconds maximum, so it'll be short and sweet. We got 7 of them, so we'll try to push through so we're not too far behind our time schedule. Alright, order is mixed again. I did that on wheelsaside.com. And the class as well to wheelsaside.com. You ask the murmurs, I hate it. There are a few rough. Alright, so first up for the second round of our plan is going to be Brady Church. And he's not performing treasure, right? Okay, what's the point? Freedom of speech and care about your diploma.
I'm sorry, excuse me, I didn't understand. Could you repeat what you said? Of course, I never said that, and nor will I ever, though apparently it's your prerogative to assume so by the pitch of my voice or the youth in my cheeks. That's your right, you've earned it, and I wouldn't dare deprive you of it. No, not like how you deprive me of my right to feel like an equally valued individual with equally valued ideas. No, I'm not ever so vindictive. Oops, I am so very, very sorry. I only speak when I'm spoken to. I promise I babble too much, run my mouth, my naive, dewy-eyed mouth that has no clue what nonsense it's ever even spewing. That's why you speak to me like that. Like I can't grasp the concept, like I'm a child. And rightfully so, I haven't lived long enough for that luxury of my First Amendment right. It must give you a thrill of knowing you are intellectually above someone, anyone, everyone. It must replete that astray control that drifted from you as did your youth. But that's okay. All I ask is from the depths of my little intellect, don't enunciate, don't condescend, and don't you dare treat me like I'm a toddler. You see, I may be an entitled youngster that has no grasp on the atrocities of existence, but I'm no child. I may be younger, but my values are no less valuable, my ideals are no less idealistic, and my spiteful words to you are no less sincere. Now please, I'm begging for an expert's opinion in being that I myself can most certainly not provide one. I ask with utmost truth in your unerring response, who's the entitled one here? Thank you.
I hope you're getting restless a little bit and you're like sleep. $3. Okay? I shelled out $150 for those smoothies. Is that right, people? Buy a smoothie. Judges, you ready?
Not ready.
Again, if you want to do a little Italian because this is happening. No, okay. Turn it home. No, don't do that. I don't want you to work. Homer. Slime champ over there. Alright, we got 9.1, 8.2, 8.1, 7.3, and 7.7. You guys are voting, yeah? Okay. Second shorty is going to be Victoria Heydman, and it's going to be called Make Up Your Mind.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep that there. I don't know how to work it. Make up your mind. Do you love me? Love me not? Oh, mind. Do not let your heart decide on its love for you with petals of a daisy dropped by numb fingers into the abyss of this world. Make up your mind. Am I stardust or iron or both? Was my heart forged in a dying star, or is my body a mere collection of half-truths and wishful thinking? Did I survive the flame, or did I become it? Make up your mind. Am I sick or not? Because there are days when I look into the mirror and I love what I see in others, when I'm stuck deciding between skinny and not. My mother asks me what I want for dinner. Make up your mind. Is this cage an ocean or a fire? Am I drowning with a tank of oxygen on my back that I do not know how to use? Or am I stuck in an inferno with a bucket of water that for some reason I cannot douse the flames with? Make up your mind. I say I'm going to change the world, but in a world of people who say the same, how do I know that I will do more than the next person or the next? How do I know that my mind, my heart, will be the one to storm the gods and shake the universe? Make up your mind. Do I know who I am? Do you?
school now. You want me to tell a story or something? Is that what I'm supposed to do in this one? Yeah, man. You want to hear a story? Oh, yesterday I went to the mall. I had to return some shoes. And I brought my family with me, my children. And I thought we had a successful trip. I had 3 children. I slapped high five to the 6-year-old and said, hey, nice job. We rocked that mall trip. Super dad, big deal. I was like, hey, nice job. Killed it. And as I'm saying that, I looked to my left, and my 8-month-old puked all over himself. All over the car seat, all over himself. And I said, take the high five back, and this is gonna be awful. This is gonna be a horrible night. All right, we got it. That's a good story. 8.8, 8.5, 8.3, 7.4, and 8.0. We got Victoria. Alright, so from the stage is going to be Kristen Tejera, and she is performing. There's an area on the program. It's Sand Castle, not Santa's Castle. Sand Castle.
Sandcastle. Daydreaming, my head's in the sand, every thought falling, each one a single grain. Have you ever thought to wonder how when burned sand becomes glass? It is ready to become a window or perhaps stained glass, broken glass, swept away before dreams are realized. It is falling, falling, trickling slowly, gems of precious glass, sand, time, burning akin to flames themselves, falling, crumbling down through an hourglass of life. Meteors of falling thought, this falling sand, smoking in its rarity, trailing in an odd purity. Time, time, gorgeous time, gone, gone, never there. A peculiar daydream burning away reality. But then I remember how you've just got to love the world, chained though we are to a singular rhythm, pounding, beating, a timepiece to a blatant fear of stagnant life. Shall we be content with a mere beating heart existing, or shall we set the soul on fire and glory in the madness that results from living? Explode in shattering fragments, breaking the ticking hourglass of life, or watch as each grain falls through, suffocating your chance at ever getting to thrive, suffocating, deprived of dreams. Your head's in the sand, always daydreaming. Just sing this happy tune.
You got the point, man. Don't worry, because after 2 loads of laundry is much cute, my 4-year-old went to bed. So that happened too. Right, man? I was ready this morning, though. Don't worry about it. Alright. 8.7, 8.9, 9.7, 8.8, and 8.7. I give it up for Kristen. And coming to the stage is Emma Holt. Social media.
Okay, this is called social media. Today, I let go of my alter ego. And as I watched her go, I thought, wow, what a show. I've appeased and pleased all the girls who pleaded for me to release their daily gossip subjected to questioning. Is this the real you? Well, my face is pretty, so my soul must be too. My alter ego betrayed me, but she also saved me. It's hard because I loved her while I knew that she played me, and all of those girls praised her through a screen, but secretly hated her, and in turn hated me. Well, secrets get found out and then shouted very loud, so my alter ego started pouting and frowning while I drowned, still subjected to questioning. Do you like me? Leave a comment. Feed me a lie. It's fake, but I want it. Well, today, I let my alter ego free. She is not me, and she will never be. A photo of her doesn't determine my personality. All of these fake friends and plastic lives don't make me happy, and goddamn, sometimes I just want to get out of a screen and scream, "Hi, it's me. My alter ego is gone and I'm free. Sit down. Let's have a drink. Let me introduce you to my personality."
Love that poem. That kind of makes me want to sneeze. Like, just a little. I don't know what, there's something about it. I think, yeah, shameless plug. I think I see a lot of smoothie ads, but I'm not sure for me. Recently, a student of mine, her name is Shada, she's here somewhere. If I offer extra credit, she'll be here. She got me more followers on Instagram, so she said. I haven't been on Instagram in like 6 months, but I'm taking a hiatus, like the poem. But how many? I got 30 followers from her. Sweetheart. Alright. Awesome. Whenever I log back in, I'll check it out. Alright, we got a 9.9. We got 9.6. 9.5. 9.8. 9.8. Okay. Just a couple more in the shorts. This is TK, and she's going to be performing Designer.
My life is like Versace. Pictures of it are featured in the In-Flight magazine fashion column. But it shouldn't be. Sometimes I put my tongue on the roof of my mouth to stop from crying. I forget to wash my hair sometimes, and my chest hurts and I can't sleep at night. I want to fly away on a really loud airplane. It's loud and I can't hear myself crying. It's loud and I can't hear her telling me that I am worthless. But no matter what flight I am always on the red eye. My love is like Louis Vuitton. Pictures of it are 8 by 11 HD with microscopic pixels spread across a glass coffee table. But it shouldn't be. He loves my body, but he loves every other one too. He loves my body, but he seems to love nobody. Sometimes I find myself giving my heart to someone, and it ends up being borrowed a lot. I always tell people to stop being fake. Doesn't help that I'm fake too. Sometimes I realize that I am in charge of making my own life. And sometimes I make mistakes. But sometimes I guess you can't make mistakes when you want to be a designer.
Yeah, we heard that piece a couple weeks ago and it was incomplete, so I'm really excited to hear it. Turned out great. I tried to do that. I got my stories. I'm sure I do. Donations. Okay? Alright, later on the score. I got an 8.4, 9.1, 8.2, 8.7, 8.6. Alright, 2 more short poems for you guys. We have condolences on stage. And this is as you see. Okay.
Hi. As you see me at my desk, in my car, sipping my coffee at the store, I am normal. I'm a normal human being doing normal human things, so as you see me as normal. What if, hear me out, I told you I was sick? No, not like cancer or disease. No, not like sick of society. Sick in the brain. Sick in the brain. My life is going down a drain like my kitchen sink. As you see dirty plates, some old coffee mugs, maybe even a sponge or two. So as you see it as a kitchen sink. I hate that kitchen sink. Because every morning, whiskey and shot glasses are in mourning of the night before. That kitchen sink holds nights after nights with a vomit and tears. That kitchen sink. So as you see me at my desk, I am craving. At the store, I am buying. Sipping my coffee. It's not coffee. In my car, I'm looking for the nearest bar. You better hope that meeting doesn't go past 5 because that's happy hour. Happy hour. Our happiness is defined by much more available alcohol. This time served in a small glass. The glass reads San Francisco. Funny how I bought it to help me remember. Later, to help me forget.
Pull it off, you know? I love her. How was that? I love her. I love all of you. Thanks for coming. Yeah, we got one more shorty, then intermission. I had a story about intermission. The manager said it. It really deserves it. That's funny. Okay? Yeah, is it a hand? Do you have a question for him? Oh, hey, man. Yeah, sometimes if you're center stage, you let them not see a thing, but I'm not missing something. Sometimes it's distracting, though. 9.8, 9.7, 9.0, 9.0, 9.0. Last and third night is Mandy Regala, and she's going to perform an ode to this poem. Give that one.
An ode to this poem. I thought it fitting that I started this poem with an acknowledgement to the fact that I'm starting this poem, almost a tribute to the fact that I started anything of my own volition and not the will of someone else. I find the fact that I've acknowledged myself as an acknowledgement to the fact that I'm making a decision myself to continue this poem. See, the way I was brought up and raised, I was taught to be independent in a dependent manner. I find this acknowledgement in itself a deeper meaning, that there's something in me that's willing to come alive, that there's one thing in me where I don't need the confirmation or approval of anyone else to do, and that's speak, shout even, stop listening for once and plant my feet and write this ridiculous poem about how I'm going to start writing what I felt for 15 years. How a certain pitch or frequency that is my mother's voice makes me cringe when someone accidentally speaks in that tone, or the way I can't let anyone do anything for me because I learned the hard way that people have always let me down, or the fact that I filter out everything I say because of my inability to trust leads me to carefully choose my words and what information I disclose, and a very honorable mention to the fact that I flinch when someone comes at me too fast, even if it's just for a hug. So this is a poem in acknowledgement to the fact that I'm writing about what I've known for the past 15 years.
So, the intermission story. Okay. So I was a young man once. Yeah, a long time ago. When I was visiting a college. I wanted to visiting. I could have been a freshman, don't think. And we went to a person's house. I was in the balcony. We were just having lemonade. And this senior boy, who was of age to drink, was leaving with his girlfriend to go to a play. You heard this song. And this his name is Latin. And so he goes, right? So he had to go to this play, and he was dressed pretty nice to go to the play. And he really didn't want to go. Hot day, summer day. His girlfriend was adamant like it. So she drags him to the play. He can walk to the theater on our campus here, and he goes to the play. And he kind of forgets what he's done. But somehow, he shows back up, like maybe an hour and 20 minutes later, and walks in the door. He grabs a fresh coat. Comes out like that. Slams the key. Puts it down on the table and goes, intermission. And walks back to the play. It's unfreaking believable. I thought it was amazing, but that's just me. Smoothies for you, beers for him. 8.0, 8.6, 9.5, 8.8, and 8.9. Okay. Here. They want smoothies. Alright, I was going to tally the winner of the slam, but yeah, we will do that. Thank you. We'll tally while you can stay here. Okay. Remind me of that? Huh? Yeah, no, we'll announce it after. Got it? Got it?
much as I would like to help, I'm not that.
Do we not sound good here?
I'm probably the most
Where's Carson Fry?
They like to go to church.
He's at Jesus.
Why isn't he here? I need him here. This bitch at Jesus.
You need an extension
There's
cord.
one.
Plug it in for me. My pal. Definitely do it off. I trust you. Well, if we can get the band room ready, maybe. Let's go check. There might be one in Wilson. If we just need an aux cord, like no, we don't need an aux cord. We need one of those, like we need a fan. We need one of the fans. Does it fall to us?
Play something and get on the stage.
Hey. No, I didn't have to do that. Because I knew you'd say it.
Alright, let me see if I can do this right. Speaker? Yeah, where's here? Put it in the yeah.
Don't plug in another like.
There we go. We good. Wait, let me check. No, I will not be playing piano. I will not be doing anything. I'm not on the board. I know, I just came from work, so like I didn't have any time to prepare. So I okay, great. Wait, so yeah, I need a
Play something good on.
Here. So what I'm gonna do is, since you're going last, I don't want anybody to like trip over this shit. So I'm gonna unplug everything, and then we're gonna just. Oh wait, no, don't wait. I need to test to make sure. Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead and test it, but like, yeah, no. I mean, as soon when we get started, I'm gonna unplug this so we can get rolling.
A little girl dances. It would seem she doesn't understand what happened there. She wouldn't be so quick to dance if she did. But something else is wrong here. Something much larger. After May 14th, 1930, the gas chamber replaced the gallows. 5 men were strapped to the chair, saw the heavy door slam, and breathed the new air, suffering and waiting to die. 5 men were dragged out of the chamber across the sealed gallows trapdoor and buried. 88 years later, adults form a line to sit in the same chamber, on the same chair, and see the heavy door slam. They would laugh, wouldn't they? If those inmates had known what the future had in store for the death house, they would have laughed. What would he have said? The one who crafted nunchucks in his cell and got caught? What would he have said if someone told him that his efforts would be a joke to a tourist looking at a collection of weapons, haphazardly pieced together, but dangerous all the same? What would they have said? The ones who ate their meals under the watchful eye of gun barrels, what would they have said if someone told them that people would sit at those tables, admiring the pastel-colored artwork on the walls, without a guard at every corner? What would they have said, the ones who lived their lives in little boxes, lined up and stacked up like animals in cages? What would they have said if someone told them that people would not only willingly enter a cage, but pay to do so? Such a place of horrors turned into a museum. We aim to respect and teach, to preserve the history. Instead, we often disgrace it. Gas chambers, gallows, and solitary confinement all turned to fun, interactive amusements. The brutal killing of a guard turned into a Halloween whimsy. A murder and a Halloween traction, they are two separate things, and yet they are made as one and the same. Is that respect or disgrace to the dead? There's a line here, one that should never be crossed, and yet is so easily stepped over like a faulty tripwire of ethics. In 1901, the Wyoming Frontier Prison opened. In 1916, the death house opened. In 1930, the last man was hanged. In 2018, a little girl danced on the gallows. They really would laugh, wouldn't they?
Always amazes me kind of the brain of the kids that we teach and where they go with their writing. Like sometimes I'm just in awe, like, how did you get there? Like, and don't let those heels fool you. She can kick you in the face in them. I'm being serious. She could. Next artist is a friend of mine, colleague. She has an amazing heart for kids, for teaching, and for English, and she's like a grammarian, so if you speak incorrectly, which I do often, she's probably correcting me in her head. She doesn't say it because she likes me, and we're cool like that. And and we have a similar sense of humor, I'll leave it at that. So my friend Shannon Vance is going to be sharing her poem, Disenfranchised Grief. Give it up for Miss Vance.
Just hold it. Is this one working? Okay. Sorry, I'm not memorized. I'm not really that great. And I got to wear glasses. I'm old. Okay. My piece is called Disenfranchised Grief. Remember, you loved me back when Helen Reddy ruled the day, and it was just you and me against the world in 1974. But now it's different. There is no you and me, there's just you and me. Separate, distant, mother-daughter relationship, no more. For years we struggled to maintain a closeness neither of us felt. Forced holidays, awkward phone calls. Does family have to be the people you are dealt? I sent cards on your birthday and that second Sunday in May. I invited you on mother-daughter trips, thinking that if we could just get away together and spend time together, it would be better, improved. Pointless, wasted time. I was still rejected and left confused. Why does a mother reject her own flesh and blood? What did I do wrong? It's like you died except you didn't. You're still alive and I carry on without you. Is it too much to ask to want you to want me? You told me I was worthless to you. You called me shitty. And I'd be lying if I didn't tell you. Somewhere inside, I still hope for your love and approval. Instead, I get rejected, cast away. All of my attempts, just futile. When someone you love dies, the world offers consolation. When you stopped loving me, I had nothing. No hugs, no understanding for this unnatural mother-daughter situation. The 7 stages of grief: disbelief, denial, pain, anger, bargaining, depression, and then acceptance. Acceptance. Hello, acceptance. Still don't understand, but know that of this disenfranchised grief, I have abundance. I now have a daughter too, but one thing I hope she holds tight to is that my love for her is unconditional, constant, and the belief that as her mother, I will never be responsible for her disenfranchised grief.
Yeah, man, Shannon. It's always cool to see your colleagues in a different light. Thank you so much for sharing and being part of the night. It was amazing. All right, so we're going to try to switch it up with a little bit of music. And no, I'm not going to sing. The most beautiful name I've ever known. Huh? Maria. Maria. No, not doing it. I won't do it. So next to the stage, you know her. Her name is Emma Holt. And I got to hear her sing today. It was the first time I got to hear this young lady sing, and apparently she can sing too. She's just cool like that. So this is Emma Holt. She's singing a song, an original. These are all originals. And it's titled Different Girl.
Okay, so I'm not a singer, I'm a poet. This young man is being very generous and helping me to keep time, but I also am going to need your guys' help. And this is called Different Girl. It's a song I wrote myself. And it goes like this, if you guys want to join in. I'm the different girl. Oh, I'm the one who doesn't want you at my parents' house. Oh, I'm the one who doesn't like the taste of you in my mouth. Oh, I'm the one who struggles to find a balance. But it's a challenge to be the different girl. Oh, I'm the one who's always laughing for no reason. Oh, I'm the only one who doesn't love the summer season. Oh, I'm the one who never wants to go smoke a bowl. But someone's got to fill the role of being the different girl. That's me. Why are you trying to get me to stay? I hate these friends, I hate this house anyway. I'm the one who always wants to get away. 'Cause I'm the different girl and different girls don't have a say. What are you trying to get me to see? I'll never be who people want me to be. So I might as well continue on being me. 'Cause I'm the different girl and different girls are always free. And I'm the different girl. Oh, I'm the one who always wears the wrong clothes, wrong hair, wrong earrings. I'm the one who always makes people's ears ring. Oh, I'm the one who never shuts up about what I'm hearing. But are you hearing me? No one listens to the different girl. Why is she silent? Why is she never violent? Why doesn't she stand up for herself, but stands up for the people who can't even thank her when she does it? Think she's rather puzzling. She's gotta fill her time with selfish people. She's the different girl. That's me. What are you trying to get me to see? I'll never be who people want me to be. So I might as well continue on being me. 'Cause I'm the different girl and different girls are always free. Why are you trying to get me to stay? I hate these friends, I hate this house anyway. I'm the one who always wants to get away. 'Cause I'm the different girl and different girls don't have a say.
I wish I was as good as some of the students are bad at things, like they say. I'm not very much of a writer. And then I'm like, oh, well, that was amazing. So what are you good at? Because you're awesome. All right. Yeah. So you, West Side Story again? No, lay off me. So I saw Reagan and she was scurrying. Is she here? Reagan Dolman? Did you scurry? Oh! Oh! Freaking, that was weird. So, this is Reagan Dolman, and she is reading, sharing. It's funny. There you go.
Oh, my pen's stuck. I apologize. It's funny. By that, I mean, this whole thing makes me laugh with discomfort. And I hope you do too, because that's kind of funny. I am still always sad. But there was a point where that sad was tired of being dealt with and tired of being invisible. It's also funny because my favorite color was blue. Blue like the blood in my veins before it left my body. Blue like the sky I never saw because going outside was just an excuse to be happy. Blue like the color of a recycling bin that every time we use it, we feel just a little bit better about ourselves. I didn't have the intention of them being blue. Isn't that funny? I never liked science. It's always stolen the capability of my GPA being grand. I never thought I'd steal from it. Blade was cold. Made sense my room was above the garage and they had been there a while. That was a night that stays with me, and I have the tiger stripes to show. It's funny. You think it's funny too? Please. Did I make you uncomfortable? I'm laughing of discomfort. Aren't you too? Because these rusty blue scissors I stole from 6th period science, I probably got tetanus. That's pretty funny. I had to fake a doctor's note that my ankle was sprained and that it was only my ankle because the lines went so far up my leg, my gym teacher wasn't so sure anymore. Isn't that funny? Tickle my heartstrings. Maybe I'll laugh. Isn't it funny that today marks 3 months of me being clean? How much I miss the ones who hurt me, and how little I miss the ones I love. That's pretty funny, but isn't it funny how much I love this, but I already miss it.
So, Vicky, maybe, so I don't screw up the streaming, I have you go prior to your singing. Or your music. Is that cool? Okay. All right. You love it. Let's go. My friend TK is going to perform Share to the Youth of America. And I hope she's ready to rock it. Just give it up for TK.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, so this is not really like a rap. It's more like a poem with a rhythm. So I hope you guys enjoy. Okay. This is called To the Youth of America. To the youth of America, I'm calling out your name. To the youth of America, don't you know we're all the same? To the youth of America, we have something to proclaim. To the youth of America, to the youth of America. Now let's stop. Let's step back a second. Once we say something, we're ignored in a millisecond. We have things to say and people to say them to. Things that turned out to be way overdue. We fail to recognize that our earth is dying. We try to lose our inhibitions because we have a mission to save our mother nature, but our government is run by straight white politicians, so open your eyes, world. Traditional methods of solving problems showing time and time again that they have nothing to prove, like landfills filled to the brim with trash that we're too lazy to move. So here we are, brown people being persecuted, for no reason being unrightfully executed. Our world needs improvement and it starts with your youth. So, to the youth of America, I'm calling out your name. To the youth of America, don't you know we're all the same? To the youth of America, we have something to proclaim. To the youth of America, to the youth of America. Parents and children's getting separated at the border. White politicians keep turning their cold shoulders, and we weep for those lost in the mosques, and people think we can recount all the costs. Radicalism now becomes racism. Wearing a headscarf now becomes radicalism. Women and men separated, it's called sexism. Why do we even have sexism? The poem with the rhythm was drafted on a train. I sat next to a drunk man cussing out his name. His drunken intelligence went down the drain. Funny how he knew more about how to not be insane, like our society. Girls wanting to change their bodies when they don't know they're beautiful. Binging and purging because skinny girls are more suitable. To the youth of America, I'm calling out your name. To the youth of America, don't you know we're all the same? To the youth of America, we have something to proclaim. To the youth of America, to the youth of America.
Holy cow. That's what I'm saying. I could do this all day. I could do this all night, all day. Hear people share their work and like, TK, who knew that you had that? What is that? I think we should put that to a beat and get that track laid down real quick. You can beatbox too. Okay, see? Discovering. Okay, well that was epic. All right, now I have my friend Abby J, as I like to call her, Abby Johnson, coming up, sharing her work, Memories of Being Foursquare Royalty, which is a prose piece, right? That's what I need a little prose in my life here. All right, give it up for Abby J.
The parking lot has frayed white lines that ebb and flow like a musician's sheet music. For the open slots, pasty white numbers peek out from the dark lot like a child hiding behind their mother's legs. It smells like baked paint, one that I have become accustomed to from the many days I played Foursquare during the fall in elementary school. and I am just lucky to be thrown willingly into an abyss of remission as I sit at the intersection of street and sidewalk. Remembering the recesses where I cherry-bombed, lobbed, and bunted the poor, worn-out rubber ball as I plowed my way to the coveted purple square. Thinking back, I've started to understand why so few wanted to be my friends with my competitive self who, albeit a little too wholeheartedly, would rather be Foursquare royalty than popular. Those days inevitably brought a grin to my face. It was sweet enough to be candy and reminded me of the years when my biggest worry was whether or not my planner was signed so my teacher could let me out for recess. The worries, though, have gone from being the loser who had to sit behind while their peers have a fun and dangerous time on the monkey bars, to the fact that my entire future is wrapped between my underage hands. The rays warmed the concrete, a spring sun working hard on its promise of a sweltering summer in a few months. But now its heat is but a whisper to me. I'm focused on other things. As I cup my hand over my eyes, I feel my raw left hand grace the rough ground once again, as I shift all my weight onto it. Barely noticeable through the laughter surrounding me. I smile, my cheeks hurting as I laugh about the not-so-popular restaurant, Denny's. My reddened palm moved to the background of my mind. It had become somewhat of an unexpected expectation that I had suggestions for story ideas that were completely crazy, absurd, or downright stupid. My prompt of the day had to do with Dante's Divine Comedy with Denny's as the place for the ultimate evildoers. The writers around me, perhaps a few parts understanding of my writer's madness, and a few parts sympathizing for my parents, nodded along with outbursts of giggling. Looking out at the lot, which besides a few slush piles shoveled off to the side, looked as it always had, I could only think about how, by some miracle, the snow had completely melted from days before. It was as if a higher power was reminding us of something of when times were different, where the goodwill of man was what defined humanity as a whole. It was reminding us to be grateful of times like this. Grateful, I was. There are teenagers who slammed their doors shut from 2008 Ford Expeditions and 2017 BMWs alike. A hodgepodge of juveniles spanning from just about every walk of life begin to muster up the courage to force themselves into the next period. The group of girls sitting along the road are the distraction, and they wander ever so slowly. Times like this one push away from their memories already by the mundane of everyday life. My friends don't seem to notice as the students turn an ear to us and walk a bit more leisurely, as if the Converse on their feet were actually cinder blocks. They were trying in vain to absorb the giddy conversation and replace a thought they had already forgotten. I would not be like them. I would forget the melting snow, and my angry palm, and the pain in my cheeks, because sometimes you just have to let everything else go to just be. And maybe that's when you'll realize all along you were more than Foursquare royalty.
Abby J is an aspiring author, you know. She's out there on the, what's the site you're always on writing, or what's that website you're always on before writing? Your Nano what? Well, I know that one. No, you were doing something else. I feel like. Whatever. Don't lie. Good story. She likes to write, obviously, but she's trying to write prose and she's trying to write books and do her thing, and so you can see that voice. She's really strong there. All right, another music? Yes. All right, so a little music. So I met Brian this year in creative writing, and he came out to some spoken word stuff with us, and I actually remember often in his writing, always, what's the band? 21 Pilots. Always, some of the stuff he writes always reminded me of their lead singer or whoever's writing their lyrics. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to hear this song. This is Brian Becker. He's bringing a song called, original song called Mixed Emotions. So give it up for Brian. You want, yeah? You want to move this? Need this. You want one for the guitar, yeah?
No, actually, it's very difficult to play guitar with sweaty fingers. So, following in Emma's footsteps, and I'm going to ask you guys, and I trust you all to keep a beat.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
You can. All right. We're gonna start pretty similar. It's just going to be the same all the way through. My dreams are all but dead. My hopes are nothing more. If I don't sleep in bed, I'll wind up on the floor. I'm feeling mixed emotions. I try to understand. I'm drowning in the ocean. You offer me your hand. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought life was more. So then I wrote this song, and still don't know what for. I hear a million voices when stars begin to glow. I wonder what the point is, and I may never know. I've never been afraid of my own memories. I wish that you could stay and never need to leave. I lie awake at night and never fall asleep. Between the blurry lines, completely incomplete. I built a golden castle with prisoners inside, in chains and golden shackles that represent my mind. I wonder why I'm broken, but I don't want to know. My words remain unspoken until I let them go. My words remain unspoken until I let them go.
Yes! I feel like we need to get a little ensemble going, you know? TK, Emma, Brian, Vicky. A little some? Alright. That was cool. Alright, man. Cammie, you're here, right? Okay, just double check. Alright, this is Cammie Stewart. She's sharing a piece called Yelling, Screaming. Give it up for Cammie. Let's do it.
I want to be like you, so proud of who you are. But I am blue when you're here. Sorry. But you're... But you're here looking like a shooting star. I've been yelling and screaming. I stand where I belong. In the shadows, the deep thoughts. Whatever went wrong, 'cause I'm tying it as 1,000 knots. I've been yelling and screaming, hoping that you'd hear.
cold. Hear this cry. Both when you pass by. Because I have been yelling, screaming this prayer, hoping that you'd hear. But you are caught up in yourself, too blind to see the pain inside. For there's another side to me, for there's something hidden behind the smile.
Yes, Cammie. Thanks, Ariana. Sometimes a hug is necessary. Cammie, thank you so much. That's what I'm talking about in the beginning, and how there's nothing, I'm telling you, there's nothing more courageous than standing up here and sharing something you put out, and especially when it's something that involves that much emotion, probably getting on the paper and then trying to get it out in front of people is hard. But we appreciate her crushing it and doing it. Give it up one more time for Cammie. Yeah, Cammie. All right. All right, this young lady next, I just met her a couple weeks back, and she started to come to our club and started chatting with us about her writing, and it's been a pleasure ever since. This is Sid Johnson, and she's performing It's Like.
Life. It's like a constant war, a war with breaks. You find yourself at peace with happiness, but then it starts again, the fear, the urge of the blade, the emptiness. It's like something you can't escape, like a storm you are in the middle of, like being in a cage of hungry lions, like going against yourself in the ultimate fight. I honestly can't keep trying. It feels like every breath is sorrow, like every step is a needle, like every cut helps. I don't want to be the cutter, nor the hoe, nor the depressed chick, nor the sad one. I want happiness, pure happiness. I haven't felt it in so long. I want love, the type that consumes you with only happiness. I want closure on those who have scarred me. I want the scars, they show the battle. I want something to take this never-ending pain. I want to be the girl that gets the perfect guy, not an object within their eyes. The girl with good grades, not makeup stains. I want a real smile, not a mask. I want beauty, not imperfections. I want to be different from what I am. I want to be someone who is the opposite. I hate myself. It's like you're the most hated person in your own life. It's like only seeing your flaws. It's like wanting to stop the pain but not having the guts. It's like wanting to cut but you can't. It's like you want to live, not only survive. It's like getting a Snapchat video of your friends goofing around but hearing your ex-friend in the back saying, "I don't even care if Sid suffocates between a brick wall." It's like wanting to stop breathing before the pain empties you. My mind is gone, and so is my will. What will happen when I lose my heart too? It's like I'm already dead. It's like not buckling seatbelts going 100 miles an hour down the freeway. It's like running across streets. No, not at crosswalks. Because now I know. Because they don't care either. It's like I'm already dead to them. It's like I'm already gone.
No, Sid, because Sid she's kind of, I know she wants to perform. She wants to perform. She wants to share that work. So you can see, I've already seen some growth in her as a performer. So it's exciting to see where it's going to go next year. Yeah. Okay, so we don't have the exalted curly wolf, which is always amazing when we do, but we don't. That's my guy, MC Wright, if you didn't know. That's his stage name. I know. He couldn't be here tonight. But don't have no fear, my friends, because Riley Spots is here. So my friend Riley Spots is going to share her piece called The Lonely Species. No, you already did that one. She's got all sorts of stuff. So what's this one called? Untitled. I love it. Give it up for Riley. Here we go.
Hold on, guys. Cami, I really want you to remember what I'm about to say, okay? Freshman year, I got up here and I cried. And I tried to cover my mouth and I said sorry. And we don't need you to be sorry, because you did it. You did it. And you don't need to be sorry, because you did it and you rocked it. Okay? Okay. All right. So, I'm, indecisive. And I have 2 poems that I want you guys to pick. One is I Was Going to Be a Lawyer, and 2 is an encomium. Anybody in AP Lang, I'm sorry that you know what that is. So, what do you want to hear? Tell me. All right. Okay. The teachers. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna do I Was Going to Be a Lawyer. Okay. I was gonna be a lawyer, and I know what you're thinking. This kid has some serious, childhood trauma or something. Because no sane 17-year-old would say something so demented unless the only knowledge they possess of a profession in law is the amount of $signs next to lawyer in career pamphlets they hand out in middle school. I wanted to be a lawyer, but then I interned for a judge that gave formidable an entirely new definition. I was gonna go to law school because, come on guys, who wouldn't want to hate their lives in college, hate their lives in their mid-20s, and love their jobs for the rest of their lives until they stroke out over 937 pages of Exhibit F. I wanted to be a lawyer because I love to argue with people who have the personalities of wet paper bags. I could have been a lawyer for that exact same reason too. I was going to be a lawyer, but then I had a conversation with a female attorney, and by a conversation with female attorney, I mean we smiled and shook hands while her male counterpart rambled on about how great she was for 10 minutes. I wanted to be a lawyer, and maybe I will be, but then I interned for a judge that told me I'd be better off playing a lawyer on TV. They don't have to follow the rules, and it's the same rush with less paperwork. He told me as he scribbled, "Nice try," on the signature line of an appeal. I was going to be a lawyer, but then I walked in on my mom studying for the bar exam. She was sobbing as she watched Buddy the Elf in July. I was going to be a lawyer, but then I remembered I'm 17, and that no matter how many times adults tell me, "Oh, you're so mature for your age," I do not have to decide my career right now. I wanted to be a lawyer, and God help me if I succeed, Your Honor.
I've seen Riley Spots about 5 times in the last 2 weeks. It's been amazing. So I didn't see her for a year, and I was really sad about it. And stuff like that. These 2 people are fellow colleagues of mine that I admire and look up to very much so. Both of them have just a rich knowledge when it comes to literature, when it comes to just writing, and I think just words in general. And actually part of our creative writing program, a huge portion of it, they do the Poetry Cafe, and they host that, and they're always sharing their own work during those times. And we have coffee and hang out, and well, they do. I really don't go that often. I do go sometimes. And they're both super talented people, and I always look forward to this exact moment right here when I try to tell you what you're going to see. So it's called Do Try This at Home. I'll give you that.
and we could call it a poem, but I think we're beyond that. I think what they do is, we've evolved, right? They've evolved. And what they do, it really doesn't have a name, except for awesome and original and, I don't know, weird, awesome. So yeah, give it up for Josh Brantz, Anastasia Stack. Part of it? I never know if this is part of it. Fine.
There you go.
I don't know, maybe. I'm gonna try that part.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to preview?
A preview? No, it's just
Okay.
Okay. All right. Do try this at home.
Version 3.
For Frank Turner.
We make time the way we make excuses.
Out of nothing but our own fear.
Of being different.
Of failure.
Of mortality.
Our excuses accumulate.
Maelstroms of moments swirling against each other, converging toward the coastline like boats.
Useless against the currents of the past.
If only I had an extra hour, we like to say.
An hour to do what? Waste it away?
All the time we have will never be enough compared to the first screams of life.
Which came so easily, gasping for survival in the newness of our lungs.
We pandered today at the hope of tomorrow.
Which always waits, yet never comes.
Willingly, we hide in the folds between now and then.
Marveling at feats of the others, who know more of the secret.
That we somehow missed.
Because the secret's visibility is so apparent.
It takes the shape of mystery. Nestled uncomfortably in the crease.
Our phrases of I want,
I'd like,
and I desire
become a veil against our eyes.
We live exactly as we wish.
The narcotic comfort lies in the illusion that a spectacular use of time
happens by accident.
The spectacular,
however grand or small,
arrives after the progress of just taking a chance.
And spending time.
We hide ourselves from taking chances, which
limit our ability
to pay currency for the soul.
Wasting time does have negative returns.
As scrolling screens and social feeds.
And streaming services can attest.
Though our lives feel as if we're stretched.
Like butterflies upon a wheel of torture.
Pain radiates from the spirit.
Dying from underuse.
We must use time instead of excuses.
As minute and meager as writing a poem.
However flawed.
There comes a time when the poem isn't ready.
Revisions and memorization isn't done.
But let us
be a lesson for you. Better to spend a moment writing.
Wind up on a stage performing
this poem. Embracing its flaws.
Than to never do anything at all.
So,
do
try this
at home.
Love it. Love it. Always original, always thoughtful, always well worded. That was great. And what a great message for you people in the audience right there. Let's go. Next year, you're on it. All right, last but not least. It's a great title, by the way. So Vicky Wong is going to do, I think she's going to do two things, which was, one was scheduled, one was not. So, right? Vicky, you still rolling with that? Okay, so she's gonna share a poem, which is called So Asian It Hurts. So Asian It Hurts. And then she's going to perform an original work musically called Time to Go, which is a great title because then it will be time to go. Just about. Don't leave immediately, okay? Like that was really rude last time at intermission. Stop. Can I at least say goodbye? Okay, thanks. But give it up for Vicky and then we'll talk.
Hello. I wasn't originally going to perform this poem, but my friend Grayson Coinson couldn't make it tonight, and I figured I would honor her by taking her spot. And, no, just kidding. I love her very much. And also my friend Quinn, shout out to Quinn for being here tonight. And yeah, so it's my senior year, so I figured I'd just like full send and kind of just go for it. Okay. I love you too, Quinn. Okay. So yeah, the poem is called So Asian It Hurts. The title is half a joke, but I guess it's not really, which you'll see after this poem. Okay. I'm so hungover. I'm so hungover, he said. And as he said it, the sourness of his sleep-deprived breath washed over me. His eyes were dazed, hidden behind thick-framed glasses, as if all he could see was driving 90 miles an hour at night and throwing back drinks until he couldn't see straight. An exorbitant desire to fulfill the predestiny of American teen spirit. Chinese school at 3 p.m. on a Sunday is a weird place to be hungover. What must the character-covered whiteboard, the chattering Chinese moms dancing in the hallways, the absolute boredom and monotony of a bunch of kids who don't care about their culture look like through hungover eyes? When Michael showed up to class hungover at 2 p.m. on a Sunday, the emanation from the juxtaposition of the late-night partiers and the studious, antisocial Asian kid was like a whisper that made me jump. When Haley told us all about being chased by cops at 3 a.m. and losing her virginity to some guy she didn't even like, the place we lived in and the place we came from seemed to superimpose. A superimposing responsibility to water our roots that all of us were failing at. The one thing it seems we Asian kids fail at is remembering the places we came from. We all get a D in calling our grandparents, who live in Hong Kong, Beijing, Quanzhou, all over China. We all get a D for falling asleep during the AP Chinese test we didn't study for or care about. We all get a D for showing up to Chinese school and doing homework for all the other AP classes we have Monday through Friday. We all get a D for only being Chinese when we're at Chinese school or at Asian cookouts eating spicy Sichuan potato salad or oven roasted ribs that we just can't bring ourselves to like as much as the American iteration of the thing. We can't bring ourselves to like our own Chinese culture as much as the American iteration of the thing. When I was young, I made fun of my heritage because I knew people would laugh. I'm not proud of it, but I squinted my eyes and equated our unique names to pots and pans flying down the stairs. I mocked my flat chest, even told people that I went to Sunday school to avoid having to say Chinese. When people said, what's my name in Chinese, or what's pencil in Chinese, or what's this or that, or this or that, or this or that in Chinese, I was so afraid of the sound of my own voice in my own language that I would always giggle and say, I don't know, rather than respond. And I'm one of the lucky ones because now I understand that I see the world through Chinese eyes, and the Midwestern sun can never bleach my hair any lighter than black or tan the gold out of my skin, that I'm not only Chinese on Sundays. Some kids get hungover, partying to escape the pressures put on them by their parents to succeed. Some kids get chased by cops and have sex before they're ready just so they can prove they're not like the other Asians. Some kids do neither and end up at math camps playing a musical instrument, succeeding in everything they're supposed to, but never because they wanted to. They become the American iteration of the thing, passionless, silent, hydraulic-pressed geniuses who don't know anything besides what their parents tell them, because even though all their parents want is for their children to grow up safe and happy, they have learned to instead hide their cultures, have learned to microwave their food after everyone else so others don't smell the pungent Chinese spices, have learned to speak quietly so their accents don't ring in the ears of their white colleagues, have instilled in their ABCs the 1, 2, 3s of the American iteration of the thing. My name in Chinese is Wang Huiyi, and even though my parents snapped a lotus root and moved to this country in 2001, the silk threads that stretch between the halves mean we are still attached to China. I've become my own Chinese-American iteration of the thing. need to like set the mic up so I can sing into it, and like I don't know if it'll work, but just bear with me. I'm like short to begin with, and I'll be sitting. You know what, Quinn? Yeah, I think that's fine.
Before she tells us and shows us how talented she is
Wait,
again,
hold up.
give it up for that poem real quick.
Can you guys hear that? Okay. Is it too loud or is it good? Is it good? Okay. So this is like my 4th time singing like anything in front of people. So I hope you guys like it. It's called Time to Go. Because then I can't like, okay. This is close enough. It's fine. Okay.
It's time to go. Time to pack up my things and go away from here. My friends, I've come so far, but now I must go. I found my heart, I found my heart, and it still beats, but it fades fast. But every time I hear tomorrow call my name, I know it's time to go. I'll remember running free outside when the summer sun won't set. I'll remember climbing trees and falling, laughing, no regret. I'll remember the time our soft lips met. Years from now, far away, I'll remember. This place is home, this place is home, but I know home, it's all I know. I long to see something new, to be free. I'll remember touching falling snow, sliding out of control. I'll remember pulling you close, but letting go, let me grow. I'll remember the stars shining as we drove. Years from now, far away, I'll remember. It took so long to become who I am, and I'm happy now, even though I have no plans. I'm ready to fly in that big blue sky, but as I go, I hope you'll know I'll remember being brave, sitting here on the stage. I'll remember being safe, singing out, having a place. I'll remember I learned who I
Way to close it down, Vicky Wong. All right, quickly, and then you're out of here. Thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart, thank you to all the performers, all the people who came to support. Even if it was for extra credit, thank you for the support. Thank you to Alia and Blake for coming back. A little alumni action. All the parents that supported. Obviously, Holt, who's not here anymore, but supporting and sponsoring, and just awesome night, man. Love it, love it. Keep writing and sign up for creative writing. 1 and 2, you should do that. And what? And you should come to Penman Syndicate, which is Fridays at 3 o'clock every Friday. And Spoken Word Club, most Fridays, 3 o'clock in the villas, in the tent. Speech and debate, another avenue for this sort of thing. Also, good call. AP Lang, AP Lit. Duh. Honors English 1. Duh. No, wait. No, okay. All right. Thank you so much. Go. It's 9:30-ish. We almost did it. Bye.